We are getting into it. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. A little bit later than sunrise, but ultimately getting that sun, cultivating the sun. That's one big thing that I'm doing this new year. Let's say that you guys will be seeing this maybe around January 20th, somewhere in there, somewhere in the 20s. A big, let's just say, subject or a big focus point, a focal point. I actually just got a book by Brian Tracy called Focal Point. It's what you focus on and the main focal point, which will allow everything else to jump into play. So my main focal point is strength training. Specifically is strength training. Why strength training? Because when you add muscle to the body, not only will you get past that soreness level, you'll get past the soreness level for, let's say, like the first week or two. You'll get past that soreness level, and once you get past that level, that's where a lot of your growth comes into play. Also, lifting extremely heavy, PRing at least every 10 days. So that might seem extreme for some people, but I've been training for quite some time. And I don't always train for size or for anything like that. I train for athleticism. I train for functionality. Those are the two main things that I do. I train because I like health. I like being healthy. So that is the main reason why I train. I don't train necessarily for aesthetics, even though aesthetics and athletics go and correlate together. So that's actually a lot of the training that I teach people is aesthetics is secondary to athletics. If you are doing the right athletic training, you should naturally have proper aesthetics. You should look good. And so as well is getting my nutrition dialed in. So like I said, I might not be everybody's cup of tea, no pun intended. I love me a cup of tea every night, but ultimately I might not be everybody's cup of tea in what I consume or what I don't consume. So I'm not saying that you have to do what I do in training. I'm saying you just find what works for you. I found what works for me, and then I just make sure I double up, triple up, quadruple up on what works for me. So this is kind of a reassurance for you to ultimately see that, all right, I've seen that these 3 or 4 things work for me, like fasting per se. So I'm going to start a fast here in the next few days. I pushed it back 2 days because of just schedule conflicts, but I am still within similar moon cycles, the same type of moon cycle. I do it when the sun is in my moon sign, and so I'm doing that. I pushed it back like 2 days, and so it's like I'll be going in right when Libra is coming out and going into Scorpio. And actually, technically, my natal chart is based in Scorpio specifically. And so I was technically born and shown that I'm a Libra. I know that not everyone might vibe with this, but hear me out. And so I'm kind of a Libra Scorpio cusp. I'm more of a Scorpio based on my natal chart, but I'm definitely a Libra based on the time I was born. And so I just go with it. But ultimately, that is averaging about 28 and a half days, 29 and a half days, somewhere in there. And I take that 3 to 4 day period every month. It seems like the first 6 months tend to be the most convenient based on my scheduling. And then after that, it generally tends to get a little more complicated because that's where after the 4th of July, which, and it gets into like a summer and fall. Those are the times where it's more schedule conflicting, and even the entrance of winter, the beginning of winter and stuff like that, because a lot of those times tend to conflict with either sometimes they don't, but sometimes they do, where they will conflict with specific days or times of, like people want to celebrate or different holy days and things like this. But I've also been not necessarily tapping into the colonization type of holidays and the colonization type of celebrations. I don't really like to celebrate a lot of those different things because those are based in colonization. I was born into that. I've done it enough times. I'm not saying I'm over it, but I'm saying I see through it. And once you, like I said, one of my favorite quotes for myself is once you see it, you can't unsee it. And by the way, it's a great day to have a great day today. My fiance, my soon-to-be wife, just mentioned that. She said it's a great day to have a great day. It was like the end of the day too. She said it's a great day to have a great day. It was a great day to have a great day. And so that's one of my favorite. I'm grateful to be grateful today. I'm grateful I get to be able to be grateful today. You know, certain things like this are just very powerful mantras and affirmations and prayers. I truly believe that affirmation is prayer, because you're supposed to pray as if. You're not supposed to pray from a begging standpoint or begging point of view. You actually pray as if you, I won't say like necessarily entitled, but you do have that title. You are a son and a daughter of God, made in the divine image of the Most High God. First column, first page of the first book of the Bible literally states that you're made in the divine image of God. In our image, you're made in our image. So it's not just him or not just her, it's Elohim, it's multiple. That's plural. Elohim means plural, means gods, actually. So I have to set it straight. I just gotta spit the facts. Now don't be confused, but that conglomerate, that collective, is what we know as Christ. Okay, and Jesus or Isis or Asus or Hey Zeus, as well too as Yeshua. These are all different terminology names for the same type of being. Okay, it's the same exact type of being, the same exact type of being, and this is ultimately somebody who has arisen that energy, that Christ energy, that collective energy within them, and they've realized that they are one with the all, and the all is within them, that they are a drop in the ocean, and that there is an ocean and a drop, that there is the collective in humanity, that there's all of your ancestors. There's an infinite amount of ancestors. There's over 14 generations of ancestors within you. Oh my gosh, he's talking about ancestors. He's talking about ancestors. Yes, I'm talking about ancestors, because ancestors had spirits, have souls, and they are communicating within your DNA, which is literally what God has entitled them to do. You're going to become an ancestor. This is an ancient Egyptian proverb that you will once be an ancestor. This is a humility aspect that actually you're going to have a shorter life than that of your ancestral life. You're going to have a longer ancestral life. You're going to have a more prolonged life, and those will be better, more higher vibrational lives. Okay, this is the lowest. This is the 144,000th ray. So you're going to ascend. You're going to ascend on to those. You're at the lowest part. Like I said, I just got over that that other video where I was talking about this is the upside down here. That's why they're talking about it in the upside down here. This is where you would access different things like that. So for us to go to the right side up, the right side up is where we naturally belong, where we actually came from. That's what I'm saying. We all came from the 9 realm. We have soul contracted ourselves. We've contracted our souls. We have gone over certain written contracts that we've allowed ourselves to experience in this life. We've allowed ourselves to be born into these parents. We've chosen our parents. We've chosen our grandparents. We've chosen our families. We've chosen our friends. It's all a form of accountability. If you come in always being a victim of your life, you're going to live a victim mentality. But if you come in, I'm just getting chills thinking about it. I'm igniting Christ within me just thinking about it. I'm literally feeling it. I'm literally feeling it. That's exactly what I'm saying, is that you've chosen every aspect of your life. You've chosen to become better and better and better and better in this life. And you've allowed yourself to enter into certain events, experiences, environments, so then you can transcend out of them. You can transmute them, that you can arise them. You can arise Christ within them, that you can bring your empathy to a narcissistic family, to a narcissistic extended family, to where you can actually start to impact them, and then they start to get inspired by you. And it doesn't matter necessarily about age. It matters about your soul age, that you might be the youngest in your family, but you might be the oldest soul in your family. And that is not like you might be the absolute youngest in your family, and you might be the oldest in your family and be the youngest soul. I know that sounds crazy, because that's exactly how God likes to do certain things. 100,000%, because there's certain lessons that you have to learn in those types of lives. Okay, you're not going to live ever the same life. So it's not reincarnation, it's new incarnation. You're going to have new life. You're going to have new life in my name. Peace be with you.